right now on 10 News at 11.
A dozen dorm rooms flooded after this week's storms.
Oh, it was freezing, absolutely freezing.
Students now forced from their homes in the middle of midterms.
The homeless also escaping the rain under the Ocean Beach pier.
It was terrible. It was like looking at LA Skid Row right under our pier.
The challenge to get them indoors and out of the cold.
And the president stepping in to keep Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher from losing his trident pin. The Navy now responding to its commander-in-chief.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Water rushing into UC San Diego dorms as students study for their midterms, the latest damage caused by yesterday's storm. Good evening, I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Kimberly Hunt. 12 to 15 apartments were flooded, according to the school. 10 News reporter Cassie Carlisle got a tour of the damage. And Cassie, there's a lot to do to get those students back in.
Steve and Kim, we are near the Thurgood Marshall College, right in front of the Marshall Lowers apartments, and you can still see some of the leftover damage from the flooding. Those sandbags, puddles, you can see some of the mud in front of the apartments back here. University officials told me that 4 students were relocated, and one young man who told me he's leaving for the weekend hopes when he comes back on Monday, it's back to normal. Around 11 p.m. Wednesday, UCSD students' dorms filled up. We spoke with students who didn't want their face or name shared.
Oh, it was freezing, absolutely freezing.
Water coming in under the door.
Water got to like maybe here and started coming in through there too. So every angle, instantly started filling up everything underneath my bed.
These videos documenting the 2 inches of water that seeped in.
If I wasn't here, then every bit of electronics we would have had out there would have been completely ruined. Hundreds of dollars worth of stuff.
It was about a 4-foot deep puddle leading up to my door.
Other students describing the same damage, saying the timing is terrible.
I have a midterm Monday. I'm actually getting a tutoring right after this. Yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Students scrambling to get help from the university and relocate. The next morning, cleaning companies went to work drying up the dorms. Some students say the university is doing a great job. Others say they're not getting any help.
Something we can brainstorm to do to change this so it doesn't happen in the future. So I can only imagine next week it's going to rain a lot harder, and I'd hate to come back from break like, oh, everything's damaged. University officials told me that the drains were inspected before the storm, but they said because of the torrential downpour with all of that rain, that's what caused all of the flooding down here. Now, any students who need help, the university wants you to contact Res Life or Housing, Dining, and Hospitality. For now, reporting live here at UCSD, Cassie Carlisle, 10 News.
They're smoking cigarettes and got drug paraphernalia hanging out and everything.
Neighbors in Ocean Beach are posting pictures of people gathering underneath the pier there. They say the homeless return to the same spot no matter how many times it's reported to officers. Our 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena is in Ocean Beach with the response from San Diego police.
The walkways here near the water in Ocean Beach are relatively quiet right now, but it's what's over near the pier and around it that is frustrating neighbors.
These photos were posted to the Ocean Beach Neighborhood Watch Facebook page Thursday morning. After seeing them, Chris Reefer says he walked over to check it out for himself.
It was terrible. It was like looking at LA Skid Row right under our pier.
He and others who live nearby say the homeless and their things deter people from enjoying the area.
You see like families trying to bring their kids through there. They're smoking cigarettes and got drug paraphernalia hanging out and everything.
Reefer says he saw police come by, but they didn't make anyone move.
They showed up, but they didn't get out of the car. They didn't ask any questions from what I saw this morning, and they drove away.
10 News reached out to San Diego's Community Policing Division, and a spokesperson says the officer did talk to the people under the pier and offered them access to shelter and services, which they refused. The officer then informed them they could not set up any type of encampment or sleep in the area. Officers will check back again Friday morning. Reefer says that doesn't surprise him. He thinks many of the people here don't want the help offered. He hopes the recurring issues will prompt more police presence.
More foot patrol, police, and less driving around and stuff. Get out.
And just wants the beach in OB to be clean and safe.
I mean, people can go to La Jolla, downtown La Jolla or Del Mar, and they won't see this.
San Diego police urge anyone who witnesses any possible issues to either use the Get It Done app or to call their non-emergency line for non-emergency issues. Reporting in Ocean Beach, Lindsay Pena, 10 News.
The storm caused damage around the county. This massive tree collapsed overnight in National City. Roads this morning were slick, causing cars to lose control on the 15 near Poway Road. In Vista, a major downpour caused trees near Los Angeles Avenue to flood. And with more rain expected next week, it's a good time to clear out gutters and cut back trees.
A father and son looking to see the border wall up close got more than they bargained for. The two men from Idaho and North Dakota drove to the Tijuana River Valley this morning. That's when they misjudged the flooded dip on Saturn Boulevard. When they tried to accelerate through that water, the high water swept away their pickup truck. Within seconds, they were 5 feet in water.
If you just kind of go off or you don't know where you're going, then you could get a little wet and a little stuck.
And they did. The 49-year-old son was able to climb out and swim to safety in that really dirty water. His 75-year-old father was only able to make it to the roof of the truck. San Diego fire rescue teams were called out and able to get him to safety.
And the storm has caused that contaminated water from the Tijuana River to flow north. So the county has closed the shoreline from the border to the end of Seacoast Drive and Imperial Beach. Warning signs will stay up until the testing shows that the water is safe again for human contact.
Our meteorologist Angelica Campos is here now with the rain totals that we had here over the last couple of days.
That's right. The storm totals are here, and some places picking up more than 3 inches, 4 inches of rainfall. You can see it in Valley Center, 4.34. In Escondido, about 2.5 inches, over 2 in Brownfield. But at the airport, at least San Diego International, only 3/4 of an inch. Alpine, almost 4 inches. Also in Ramona, 3.7. So tonight, what's happening out there? Our latest storm system is now tracking over Las Vegas, making its way into the Rockies. And we are getting drier, but the temperatures are still pretty chilly, even though they are better than last night. A nice improvement is on the way, but there could still be another round of rain next week.
Angelica, thank you. You can stay on top of the weather anytime by downloading the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.
President Trump says he's going to intervene in the case of San Diego-based Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher for a second time. This week, we reported the military plans a review which could result in Gallagher's Navy SEAL Trident pin being revoked, essentially throwing him out of the Special Forces. This year, Gallagher was acquitted of murdering an ISIS prisoner, but he was convicted of posing for a picture with a dead body. The Navy demoted Gallagher, but President Trump reversed that decision. Gallagher's lawyer went on Fox News to repeat what he had previously told us. The Navy is retaliating.
His rank was taken away for something that nobody else in the history of the SEAL teams or the military has ever had a general court-martial conviction for a photo like this.
President Trump tweeted today the Navy will not take Gallagher's Trident pin. The Navy tells 10 News, quote, "The Navy follows lawful orders of the president. We are aware of the president's tweet and we are awaiting further guidance."
A marathon of impeachment hearings has come to an end. Former White House Russia expert Fiona Hill testified today. She told lawmakers that Russia, not Ukraine, tried to interfere in the 2016 election. She says the fictional narrative is a dangerous story that's been planted by Russia and perpetuated by President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani.
I refuse to be part of an effort to legitimize an alternate narrative that the Ukrainian government is a U.S. adversary and that Ukraine, not Russia, attacked us in 2016.
Also testifying was David Holmes, a key diplomat in Kiev. He says he overheard a conversation between EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland and President Trump, pressing Ukraine to investigate the Bidens.
The search for a missing elderly man ends in tragedy. They found him dead in the water along Sunset Cliffs. 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is there live. The man's body was found only hours after he was reported missing. Anthony.
Well, police say they weren't even able to make flyers or send out alerts because everything developed so quickly. And people that live near Sunset Cliffs here tonight telling us that this is simply sad and they feel for the man's family. Along Sunset Cliffs and Froud Street, onlookers watched lifeguards as they carefully hoisted a body from the rocks. Police say a woman called before 6 a.m. Thursday to report her husband missing. Shortly after 12:30 p.m., lifeguards got reports of a body in the water. It turned out to be the missing man.
The location is accessible by going down the bluff, just walking, so that was helpful. We got a lot of guards over there pretty quickly, but the rocks are slippery, the surge was coming up pretty strong.
People who live nearby tell 10 News they remember hearing a police chopper flying by this morning, asking them to keep their eyes peeled for a missing elderly man. They didn't think they would find him this way. Police say the man was in his mid-70s. They have not yet released his name. And police say they have found no signs of foul play. They are calling this an accident. We're reporting live tonight. Anthony Pura, 10 News.
Anthony, thank you.